Hi, so welcome to Dark Web Service. So one of the things people been having is an issue with Xeno 3 where they aren't adding the iFont folder, file to the folder. So example, let's open up a Xeno. Okay, so these are your files. Okay, now in each font folder you should have something called a dot font text. Let's wait for this one to load up. And what happens is when you don't have this file or you're adding a new font and you don't have this file right here, okay, what happens is your fonts don't sound correctly. Okay, this is only on the Xeno 3. Okay, so what I use is Code Reader or Code Writer to open it up. So let's open up Code Writer. Hold on. Okay, so this is Code Writer. I use this a lot for accessing specific text files and codes. Okay, so let's go in there and we're going to look for 14. Okay, so we're going to go to the documents or wherever your file is. In my case, I have it here. So Xeno Pixel, and we're going to go to 14 because that's the, let's say for example, the new font, right? If you don't have this, you need to create it, right? So one of the ways to do so is you can copy it off some one of the other folders and paste it there, and then once you open it, you're gonna see this. Okay. Now this is kind of like a config for your files. So what I personally like to do is I like to kind of go right through each one of these and make sure they're written here. So for example, bin drag. Alright, so you got bin drag. Alright, you see it here? Now you're going to notice it's going to say begin drag equals 1, 3. Okay? Now 1, 3, sorry, 1, 3 is the number that you have in drag. So if you notice I have 1, 2, 3 drags here. Okay? So you make sure that it's written out properly, and it says begin drag equals, no spaces, equals 1, comma 3. Okay? Next one will be begin lock. So begin lock has 3. Now, in some cases, you might see where this number is actually 4. So now what happens is, since you only have 3, but on your font, dot text, you show 1 through 4, it's going to create a blank. It's like the program is looking for that fourth one, but it doesn't exist. So it's going to give you some audio issues, and you're not going to get a clear audio. Now, like I said, you're going to go through each one of these. If one is missing, you're going to add it, okay, to the next line. So let's say, for example, swing L's, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you notice, swing L has 1, comma 4. So that's correct. Swing H has 4. So you want to make sure that swing H equals 1, 1, comma 4. Now your accent swing, okay, is 1 through 16. So if you notice here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 swings. Again, if it's incorrect, you got to make sure it's adjusted properly to the amount of files you have in place. Okay? In this one, we got Blaster. And you'll notice Blaster is about 8. Yes, that's correct. Let's go back to the one where the begin lock. You remember I changed it. Again, this will cause you an error. This section right here, if it's not listed correctly. So bin lock is actually 1, 2, 3. So you're going to change this to 3. Okay, and then when you save it, go to save as. Okay, make sure, because otherwise, if you don't, it's not going to save. Go to where you have that file. In my case, I have it here in Documents, Core Update, Xeno Pixel, and it was in 14 if I'm not mistaken. And you're going to click Save. Okay, it's going to say overwrite it. Yes. Now you have it saved. Once you put it back in, the SD card back into your computer, you're going to notice that your sound font's better. Now, for those who are font makers, you need to include this file into every one of your fonts. Otherwise, your customers are going to have issues with Xeno 3, and it's going to just, not be compatible properly. It's not going to read or play better. You should always test it out on your sabers before anything, okay? Thank you for watching, and hope this helps out many of you.